Have you noticed that one toy keeps popping up everywhere? That weird little mysterious creature with giant ears, sharp teeth, and a permanent look of chaotic energy. That is Labubu. And the craze that's been going around is absolutely insane. Everywhere you look, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, street fashion, even celebrities' handbags, Labubu has been creeping in. And now there are rumours of a Hollywood movie deal. Resellers are making thousands, and a collector culture that is spiraling into something that feels bigger.
I love my natural hair.
That hair isn't real.
Death is seeking you at the bingo table.
And maybe even a little bit worrying. So today we are diving into what is Labubu, how this craze actually started, why it exploded, how it is changing the toy culture, and the big question, is craze culture getting out of hand, and is Labubu going to be forgotten in a few months? Let's get into it. And of course, before we get on to the main part of the video, please be sure to subscribe down below. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. We are slowly but surely getting there, so please subscribe and be a part of that journey. Let's get on to the Labubus. So Labubu is a designer toy created by the artist Kasing Lung from Hong Kong. It is part monster, part elf, part feral gremlin that looks like it has crawled out from behind your sofa and asked for a Capri Sun. It is a mixture of cute and weird, mischievous. I love it. But here is the important bit. A Labubu isn't sold like your normal toy. They are sold by Mart, who are famous for blind boxes, which means you buy a sealed box and you have no idea which figure you will get, just a preview of what you might get.
And see which one we got. Again, this is the Big Into Energy. These came straight from Mart, so no Lafufu vibes over here. And these are all of the options. We love that real legit Mart tab pull. What is this? What is this bag? They ain't doing me dang dirty. All right, how does she look? I'm scared. Who is it?
It's a gamble, it's lottery, and psychologically, it is a dopamine machine. Labubus come in so many different forms. You've got furry ones, you've got pastel ones, creepy versions, seasonal versions, secret rares, and some of these are going for hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on resale sites. It's part toy, part art, part fashion statement, and for some people it's almost become a bit of a personality trait. So why Labubu? Why this little creature? Why has this exploded? I think there are a few reasons. First, it has this cute, ugly aesthetic. Labubu isn't your typical really cute plushie. It's odd, it's unpredictable, it's something that we aren't seeing in the mainstream day to day. It has that little gremlin energy that Gen Z seem to love. It's kind of the same appeal as Sanrio characters. A little chaotic, a little dark, but still adorable in itself. Secondly, I think Mart has really cracked the formula with how they market these. Mart isn't just selling a toy, it is selling the chase for those toys. It's a hunt, the adrenaline of maybe you'll get the rare figure or maybe you'll just get the figure that you want. It is loot boxes in real life. There is also a decent amount of celebrity exposure that are very encouraging for Labubus.
I am so excited. Hi guys, 3 Labubus have arrived. This is Big Into Energy, exciting macaron. Have a seat.
People like Lisa from Blackpink, Rihanna, and even LeBron James have shown off Labubus in their daily life. And I think when celebrities adopt something that is a bit out of the normal or is a bit niche, it doesn't stay niche for long. And of course, the internet has viralized these products. TikTok unboxing videos has turned Labubus into a viral favorite. There are millions of posts under the Labubu following, many showing rare pulls, collections, and elaborate displays.
So a lot of you guys have asked me how I hang up my Labubus. I have the clips just like that, These super cheap and very convenient. These shells are actually from IKEA.
And now the big news. Sony has reportedly announced they are moving towards a Hollywood deal to make a Labubu movie. When a very niche toy gets this Hollywood deal, the hype isn't just growing, it is mutating. So just a bit of a timeline so you can really understand Labubu. In the early years, Labubu was kind of a cult favourite amongst designers, amongst designer toy creators, a small, passionate niche. And then Mart got involved. They turned this art toy into a global franchise. And then blind boxes just exploded, and suddenly you could not escape the mystery box reveals. In 2024 to 2025, the social media hype really exploded around blind boxes and Labubus. Unboxing content really soared, and then hype bots and resellers jumped in at that opportunity. As of 2025, we would see people lining up for hours for these content drops and resellers getting in all of their stock so they could hike the prices up and sell Labubus for a lot of money. Now, Labubu isn't just a toy, it is a brand ecosystem. We are seeing collections, plush, celebrity endorsements, apparel, Hollywood interest, auctions, resellers. It has become a fully blown cultural moment. And I think Labubu is really changing the mainstream. We are seeing major toy companies like Mattel, Hasbro, Spin Master. They are doubling down on mystery toys because Labubu has proven that they are insanely profitable. I think we are also seeing adults collecting toys a lot more than ever. Not for irony and not for nostalgia, but as a genuine hobby, similar to fashion, art, or trainers. Labubu is almost seen in the same cultural space as streetwear drops. You don't just buy one, you hunt for one. And of course, the toy has become a fashion accessory. People are hanging it on their handbags. The merch is selling out instantly. It is sort of an aesthetic temple now, and if we really want to deep it, it is built for psychological consumption. Every part of Labubu, from rarity to packaging to release timing, it is engineered for maximum compulsion. Is it clever marketing? Is it something concerning? I think that's something we need to talk about. I don't think the Labubu craze is just a trend. It is a symptom of modern consumerism. I want you to think back to the prime hydration craze. People were queuing at silly hours in the morning. Resellers were marking a £2 drink up to hundreds potentially. Kids were getting into arguments over bottles. It wasn't about the product, it was about the hype around the product. Labubu does have a similar energy. There is a engineered scarcity, artificial rare items, and dopamine filled buying. People are spending hundreds hoping for a rare pull from a mystery box. Some are even panic buying to avoid missing rare items or drops, and many collectors are now relating it to the feeling of gambling. And now an issue is fakes. The market is now flooded with counterfeit Labubus. Some of course are just harmless knockoffs, but some are dangerous. We have unsafe materials, no regulations, toxic filters, toxic fillers. People are being scammed, misled, and ultimately tricked. Even the Chinese government had to step in to stop banks using Labubus to entice customers because the craze was just getting too intense. You know, if it gets to a government and banks getting involved, maybe it's going too far. So it is a crazy craze, but I think it's also something that is looking back at us, a real reflection of where consumerism is really going. I think people should be asking, are we really in love with the toy, or are we chasing the craze and the high from these crazes? Online communities, of course, have a lot to say. On TikTok, we are seeing a lot of excitement. We are seeing hauls, unboxing videos, room tours, and just people flaunting their rare Labubus. Labubu is a cute, chaotic energy. I think it's kind of like a modern version of the Beanie Baby, but aesthetic for now. On Reddit, people are seeing things a little bit darker. People are questioning Pop Mart's psychology tricks. Collectors are arguing over authenticity. Some say that this little bubble is popping. Others are insisting the hype has only just begun. There are guides for spotting a fake, threads complaining about resellers, and debates about whether this is harmless fun or emotional manipulation packaged as art. Some users are even saying Pop Mart isn't selling toys, they are selling dopamine. So the internet is split. Is Labubu just a fun collectible or a capitalist trap wrapped in cute ears and sharp little teeth? Do you think this is just another Beanie Baby moment, or do you think Labubu might stay relevant? I think there is evidence for both sides. There is a lot more stock available, so the exclusive feeling of Labubu is dimming down a little bit, and then with that, resellers are now complaining that the prices are dropping. So some collectors are saying they have quit the hobby and that the novelty of a blind box will probably fade after some time. There's even been a K-pop star called Joshua from 17, and he has stated he will be stopping collecting Labubus. That did shake up the fandom just a little bit. But then there's the other side, and a lot of people think that the craze is nowhere near dying down. Pop Mart is growing fast internationally. Adult toy collecting has become a mainstream thing, and the aesthetic with Labubus fit perfectly into Gen Z trends. And of course, if this movie does really happen, then it is cementing Labubu as a franchise, not just a craze. So do you think it will evolve, or do you think it will fade away? I don't think trends like this just disappear. We've seen it with Pokemon cards, Funko Pops, and Squishmallows. I think Labubu will probably settle into its own little niche. Maybe not as explosive, but I think it will still be culturally relevant. But Labubu does really reveal our online behaviour, how scarcity really influences how we buy things, how adults are embracing toys as art, how corporate marketing is using psychology to keep us spending, how easily hype blows up online now, and how consumer content is really shaped by algorithms and probably not as much on preference. Whether you love Labubu or you really don't get the craze at all, it is saying something bigger. We are living in an era when a thing as small as this Labubu can spark conversations about identity, controversy, and global obsession. And I think that is quite fascinating. So the Labubu craze is going wild. But I think underneath the hype, there is a real story about collecting, culture, psychology, and the internet's power to turn literally anything into a phenomenon. Maybe we will look back and Labubus will just be a part of a nostalgic fad that we went through. Maybe it's here to stay for longer than we are expecting. But for now, I think it is an amazing symbol of modern craze culture and consumerism at its finest. It's adorable, chaotic, addicting, and slightly concerning. What do you think? Do you own a Labubu? Have you been tempted to buy a Labubu? Or are you just watching it all from a distance? Let me know in the comments. If you did enjoy, please like this video and subscribe down below. I will say I do really like the Labubus because of how they look. When I visited China recently, I did try so hard to get a Labubu blind box and I just couldn't. I went to multiple Pop Marts. I even went to the big Shanghai flagship store. I couldn't get any. So, well, not the one that I wanted. I wanted the fluffy keychain, as we are seeing in mainstream. It did not happen, so it is definitely still a massive craze in certain places. I don't own a Labubu. I do own quite a few blind boxes now though, because of my trip to China, so it's definitely a big thing over there. I'm seeing it here a lot more. I will say I went to Asda the other day and I saw, I think it was an own brand blind box or something that Asda stocked in the toy aisle as a blind box, so it's definitely coming into UK mainstream shops wherever you go. Let me know all your thoughts down below, and again, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.